Hi everybody, this is Tanya and I'm Tina, the makeup artist. Today we're going to do a really beautiful blue smoky eye. We're going to use the Marc Jacobs eye palette in Smartorial. I want to show you these colors. It's beautiful. It's a palette, 7 colors. We're going to use a lot of that one right there. We're also going to use some Marc Jacobs eyeliners as well. I'm going to start out with a Marc Jacobs eyeliner. This color is called Wavelength. This is a really beautiful electric blue eyeliner pencil. It has a little bit of shimmer to it. These are also, they're waterproof, so they stay on, so they make really great bases on eyeshadows as well. I'm going to tell you to sit up just a little bit. Let's see. Close your eye, please. I'm going to do this color from the lash line. We're going to take it up about halfway on her eyelid. I want to cover the whole bottom half of her eyelid with this. And you want to be nice and generous with this because we want this color to really, really pop. With this look, because we're doing so much color on the eye, I really want her to have a beautiful, light, nude lip with it as well. But we'll get to the lip in just a second, okay? Again, about halfway up. Now this is a waterproof pencil again, so you need to get that on, you need to get that blended out in about 15 seconds from applying it because this color has a tendency, it dries really quickly and it stays on. So I'm going to get that on the eye and again I'm just going to smooth it out. I'm just going to blend that out with my brush. I do want to add a little bit more because remember I said I do want this color nice and pigmented. So we're going to go across the lid with this. I love the music playing in the background, don't you? So I'm going to take this and smooth this out a little bit more. Let's see. We're going to do the other eye. Again, we're taking this from the lash line. We're going halfway up on the eyelid, up to the crease of her eye. I'm going to take my brush, my eyeshadow brush, and I am using a Marc Jacobs eyeshadow brush to smudge this out. Then in the Frivolux, I'm sorry, the Smartorial palette, we're going to use the 3rd color from the right. And I'm going to layer this color right on top of the Wavelength. Look how pretty that is and how intense that color is. Again, when we blend, I want to blend back and forth like a windshield wiper. Back and forth like a windshield wiper. That's going to help you blend as you put the shadow on. And these Marc Jacobs eyeshadows are so heavily pigmented. You can keep layering. I'm doing a little bit at a time until I get it the saturation that I want in color. But Tanya, take a look at that and tell me what you think of that.
Oh, I love it.
Isn't that pretty?
Very pretty.
Let's see. Do this on this eye as well. Again, blending back and forth like a windshield wiper, back and forth. I want to take the Wavelength pencil and I actually am going to put it under her eye as well. We're going to do a classic under eye smoky eye. Marc Jacobs under eye smoky.
Oh my, somebody getting all glammed up. Getting face beat up. Look at that.
This is Sherry, everybody, that you can hear in the background. Let's see, I'm going to take the Wavelength pencil, and again I'm going to put this under the eye. Look straight up for me. We're going to round the corner of the eye. I'm going to come all the way across. I'm going to make that nice and wide. And remember, again, this pencil is waterproof, so it stays. Once it's on, once it dries, it stays put. rounding the corner of the eye. I'm going to come down. Then I'm going to take a smudge brush. And this is a Marc Jacobs smudge brush. I want to show you this brush. Marc Jacobs smudge brush. I'm going to take again the third color from the Smartorial collection. This eye palette. I'm going to take that blue again. That electric beautiful blue. And I'm going to put this under her eye. Again, it's always about rounding that corner of the eye to make a really pretty smoky eye. I don't want lines, I don't want a wing. I want a really soft corner. So I'm just gonna round that out. We are getting a little shadow falling under the eye. I like to do concealer at the end of an eye application rather than before, just for that reason. But it doesn't really matter what shadow you use. They all fall under the eye a little bit. So I like to be able to go back at the end, clean that up completely, and then put my concealer on. So I'm just going to dust her off a little bit because I've had a little fallout. Let's see, Tanya, and I'm just going to turn your head just a little bit this way, please. Work on that corner over there. All right, so now that we have the base of our smoky blue eye, I'm going to take this darker blue, the fourth color from the right, the center color. I'm going to do this right here in the center. Just right there in the center of the eyelid. And it's a little bit more of a teal. So the trick is, or the key is, don't be afraid of color. This beautiful blue eyeshadow it's beautiful. It'll be beautiful on any skin tone, but don't be afraid to wear color and experiment. This is a great palette. It's a fun palette. Now, up here on the bone of her eye, about 3/4 of the way, I'm actually wanting to use a bronzer. I like to use bronzer there on the bone of the eye and in the crease of the eye, rather than using like a brown eyeshadow. I think bronzer is it's a warmer tone, and it really helps break up some of the coolness of the blue that we're doing on her eye. So I'm gonna grab a bronzer. This is the Omega bronzer from Marc Jacobs. The color is Tantastic. This bronzer was sold out for like forever because it's very popular. I'm going to take this with a blend brush, a fluffy brush. I'm going to put this right on the bone of Tanya's eye. Right on the bone. We're just blending back and forth like a windshield wiper. We're going to smooth that out. Back and forth, back and forth. All right, now that we have the blue shadow on, we also have the bronzer on the crease and the bone of the eye, making it really pretty. This is an easy eye to do. I'm gonna take now a black pencil, and again, we're gonna use the Marc Jacobs. This is our highliner. I'm gonna tight line with this pencil, and we're also gonna water line with this pencil as well. This color is called Blacker again, and it is a roll up automatic pencil. Again, it's waterproof. Let's see. Tanya, I need you to actually look down for me. Look down. I'm going to pull up Tanya's eye, and we're going to do this right here. Tight lining will fill in the spaces between your lash line. It's when you line right into the lash line from under the eye. It makes the whites of the eye look whiter and brighter because it gives the eye contrast, so it makes the color of the eye pop more. Take a look in the camera. See what that does? Yes. Very pretty. Okay? See, I'm going to do the other eye, make it the same. So tight lining is when you do the top of the eye. Water lining is when you do under the eye. Now we're going to actually waterline the eyes. So the same thing, but on the bottom it's called waterlining. And I'm going to line the inner rim of her eye. In this this palette, I do want to add a little bit of light to this look. But, I mean, my goodness. Tiny, we get a little closer. Okay, I'm going to add just a little bit of warmth, a little bit more warmth, because we do have the bronzer here that gives a really nice warm contrast to the blue. But now I'm going to take this color, which has a little bit of gold to it, and I'm going to use that color to break this up just a little bit more, just to warm it up a little bit more so it looks nice and soft. And I'm going to put it right in here on the inner corner of the eye. Right in there. We're going to warm that up, open that up a little bit. And again, these Marc Jacob eyeshadows, the pigment is so rich, a little bit goes a really long way. Open up, Tanya. Oh yes, and that brightens up the eye a little bit more, so that gives us a nice little brightness. Okay, so nice contour, nice brightness, nice contrast is what I'm looking for. Contrast would be the word I was looking for. Let's see. All right, now before I do anything else, I'm going to go ahead and I want to do her eyebrows. And then I'm going to come back to putting eyelashes on her and finishing up her eyeliner. So we're going to use a Tom Ford eyebrow pencil. This is Tom Ford. The eyebrow pencil, the color is Espresso. I'm going to do her brows in this. I like to always start at the arch of the brow, and I like to make the tail of the brow first. I'm going to come down under the brow, and I want to make the outline of the eyebrow. I'm going to go on top, and I'm going to make the outline of the eyebrow. Because once you get that shape, it's easy to fill in through here. I love this Tom Ford brow pencil because it's not so soft that you get your brows too dark. And that, look at that brow, look at that pretty. I'm going to take the little spoolie brush, which is great because you can comb up and over to get that blended. And I personally don't like really drawn on tattooed looking eyebrows. I like a softer natural brow, to be honest with you. So again, arch, I'm going to make that tail, come down, we're going to go underneath, we're going to make the outline of the eyebrow, we're going to make the outline of the eyebrow on top, and then I'm going to come up through here, fill that in. I'm going to take my spoolie brush, comb that up and over. Okay, now we're going to apply some lashes. Let's get this look going. We're going to use these Ardell Faux Mink lashes. I always like to measure lashes first. However, I don't really feel like these need to be measured. I think these are going to go right on Tanya's eye perfectly. But just to be on the safe side, we will just tag it up there before we put glue on it. So let's see. Give us an idea how this is going to look. Oh my goodness, those are perfect. So I'm going to add a little bit of glue. I like this glue. This is called Star Glue. You usually get this like at a wig store. This glue is amazing because it dries incredibly fast. And it's a really black glue. I'm going to put that on my hand with my other swatches. It's a very black glue, so it dries very, very dark and looks like eyeliner on your eye, which is really important to me because I don't like a black that dries really gray or ashy. So I'm going to put a very thin line of glue here, okay? And then we're going to put this on. again, this dries really fast. I'm going to use my little lash tool from Ardell. Love this thing. This is the best thing ever. Because I love the little rubber end that pushes your lashes nice and tight. Open up for me, Tanya. Look at that, ladies and gentlemen. Isn't that beautiful? And we're going to do the other side, make her the same. Then we're going to go over the lashes with some liquid liner. And again, I'm going to use the Marc Jacobs Black Liquid Liner, which I love so much. It's called Marker. Take the glue. I'm going to paint this on. Nice and thin. Nice and thin. This glue, a little bit, goes a long, long way. Dries really fast. Get that on her eye. Also, this glue has a thicker consistency than like some other brands. I won't name those brands, but I like it that it's a little thicker and it dries a lot faster. All right, so now that we have the lashes on, Tanya, open up. Oh, that looks great. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna add the liquid liner now. And we're gonna do the Marc liquid liner. All right, this is the Marc Jacobs liquid liner. The marker, the black marker, and this color is blacker. It's a really great thin tip, thin felt tip. It's really nice, so you can make a really thin line. You can make it as wide as you want, but I really like the fact that you can make it as thin as you want. So I'm gonna take this, I'm gonna start here. I'm lining the lash line all the way across, corner to corner. I'm gonna make it a little bit wider in this outer corner. Same thing on the other eye. Beautiful. Let's see. Tanya, look down and out to the side for me. I want to get this all the way into this inner corner. Now, I want to do some concealer on Tanya. Remember I said that I like to do the concealer at the end because I do like to go back and I like to clean up everything under the eye. I'm going to clean up by using some Sicilea eye cream. Sicilea eye cream from Sicily. This is a really, really great eye cream. It's incredibly hydrating. It's incredibly firming. It's anti-aging. You see how dense that is? It's a really nice eye cream. All right, we had to take a little bit of a pause, but we're back. So now we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna clean up underneath Tanya's eye. And we're gonna use eye cream to do that. Again, we're using the Sicily eye cream. I'm going to take a little bit of this because, again, it's a very rich, dense texture. I love that. I like to use eye cream to clean up underneath the eye so that way we are hydrating as we are cleaning. Now, a really good rule of thumb when you're doing such a colorful eye, and this is a smoky colorful eye, is to definitely do a lighter lip, which we spoke about before. So we're going to do a nice nude lip with this. I want to do a warm lip, and I just want you guys to see like how much stuff really falls underneath your eye when you're doing your eyeshadow. That's why I prefer to wait and do the concealer at the very end, because it doesn't really matter what brand, they all flake a little bit under the eye. And then we're also preparing this with a really wonderful anti-aging, firming, hydrating eye cream. See, I'm going to turn you this way just a little bit. And then we're going to use a little bit of concealer on her. I'm actually going to use a Bobbi Brown concealer on Tanya today. Their creamy concealer in Bobbi Brown, and we're going to use the color in Almond. This is their creamy concealer in Bobbi Brown. It comes with its own little setting powder, which is really nice. This is the concealer, the color Almond. I'm going to apply this with a concealer brush. And Marc Jacobs makes some really nice brushes. This is their concealer brush. Nice and fluffy. I take this. When I take the concealer, I like to get it right in here. We're going to come down to the top of the cheekbone. We're going to go back around to the other side of the eyebrow. So you make a nice big U around the eye. Nice big U. I'm going to get this, I'm going to take it all the way down to the top of the cheekbone, and I'm going to pat this down. Look at that, ladies and gentlemen, how beautiful that was. A little bit of concealer. I'm going to ask Tanya to turn this ringer off. Let's see. Right here, all the way down to the top of the cheekbone. Pat this down. Do a little bit right here, tip of the nose. Now, I'm going to take the powder that comes with the concealer, the Bobbi Brown concealer. I'm going to set this. We're going to do a little bit of the Marc Jacobs blush in Flesh and Fantasy. Ooh, it's so pretty. It's a beautiful bronzy blush. I'm going to apply this. It has a nice highlight to it. So I get this really pretty glow on the cheeks. Flesh and Fantasy. Now, I do want to give Tanya just a little color right here on the apple of the cheek, so I'm going to use a different, these Marc Jacobs blushes, they're called Air Blush. They're beautiful because it's a highlighter slash blush color. So we're going to use Night Fever and Hot Stuff is what this one's called. And I just want to take a little bit of this one. I want to pop the apple of that cheek. Just give her just a little color right there on the apple of the cheek. Little color so she doesn't feel washed out. Okay? And blush is incredibly important. You should always wear blush. Have a little color on the cheek. It makes you look young, it looks fresh, and it makes you look alive and rested. So we're going to take a little bit of a nude lipstick. And I'm going to start out with a matte lip color first. We're going to do a little bit of Slow Burn from Marc Jacobs. Isn't that beautiful? Slow Burn. I'm going to take a little bit of Slow Burn. I'm going to apply this with the lip brush. And this is a nice pinky nude. Not too gray, not too beigey. Nice pinky nude. Which is really going to make those eyes pop even more. I don't want to do any liner on Tanya because Tanya has a beautiful natural lip liner. And we're going to use a little bit of the Marc Jacobs gloss stick in Sugar Sugar. This is a gloss stick. Looks like a traditional gloss, but you're going to pull that off. This is kind of a lip gloss, lip balm combination. This is a beautiful beige gold color. I'm going to take a little bit of that. Put that right on top of this. Oh, that's gorgeous. What do you think, beautiful?
Love it.
And then let's put on some mascara. Now remember, I like to blend my eyelashes, blend the false lashes with mascara. So it actually blends your lashes into these lashes so it looks more seamless. See. So we're gonna take a little bit of Velvet Noir mascara from Jacobs, sorry. Velvet Noir from Marc Jacobs. It's a really great lengthening, very thickening, volumizing mascara. I'll take this. And we're gonna mix her lashes with these. I'm gonna also put this mascara under the eye. Nice and black. Like that. Take a look. And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen, how to do a beautiful blue smoky eye. Thank you.